Men and Gender-Based Violence, Changing Masculinities for Effective COVID-19 Social Response. The study examined ways in which COVID-19 lockdown and other measures that were put in place configured the relations within the household. When the lockdown was instituted, almost everyone returned home. So we're looking at this turn to the domestic sphere and how it changed men's practices, norms, and values, and how those contributed in some ways to the high cases of gender-based violence. We noted that while there was that lockdown, certain gender norms and values around the division of labor were resilient. They never changed. We saw cases of where men were told to go out there and fend because men are men. That omusajja asigala musajja. So they were compelled to go out to fend for their families even when there was no out to go to. But we were also observant of the struggles through which men experienced learning to stay at home, from the normal routine of waking up, going into the public sphere, to staying at home with their kin, children, wives, etc. But we also observed positive and new changes. Men interacting with their children for the first time, playing football, carrying them on their backs. Men entering spaces that were traditionally seen as feminine, men in the kitchen. So we're looking at how these changing masculinities could be tapped into to promote violence-free homes. We noted on a whole that COVID-19 revealed new ways that we could tap into to explore men's experiences, which are often silenced in gender scholarship.
What do men stand to gain in gender equality? What do men stand to gain in being present for themselves, not for somebody else? This is something in and of itself, a good thing, to be present in a home, in your family, and not to look at a family as just a house. And also, these contradictions revealed the sort of nested vulnerabilities that men often face in their midlife and the latter age, because they are used to only doing the transactional work. When we talked about violence out there, one of the RDCs said that actually we realized people have never lived together. This was the very first time that people are compelled to live together. And it's a good lesson for us, and especially for us as Africans, as Ugandans. Thank you very much.
So what do we need? What do you need as a project to ensure that this kind of rediscovery is not a once-off because COVID has occasioned it?
In our recommendations, we've put up a sort of scaling up of this conversation, not just in social media, but in a way that it is also structured in the responses to gender-based violence.